going on YouTube? All right, well today we are taking you down a whole conversation about rebranding the truck, the trailer, the business, and refreshing the logo of Brian's Lawn Maintenance. Really excited about this whole conversation. One thing I was just going to say as another resource, an hour-long podcast that I did on the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast, talking at length about why we went with this whole refresh, the investment, and the idea of what we're trying to do and trying to accomplish with the business. I want to just leave you guys with that podcast resource by the time this video is done. Now, that being said, holy freaking cow. Leave me some comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. I am not one to read my own press clippings, humbly put, but I will say the guys absolutely crushed it. They did a great job. So we have went through a whole rebrand process over the last 12 months. And again, it's a lot of words to discuss on a YouTube video in 10 or 15 minutes or less. But as we look to position the business and the brand to go from a $500,000 company to a multi-million-dollar outfit, the original Brian's Lawn Maintenance crest and logo was just getting a little exhausted. It was due for a refresh. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate out there. Back in the day, you got started with some clip art photos or files or some fun font that you picked up from the internet. I actually had our old logo designed from our old vehicle graphics shop when we got our first enclosed trailer. Now, it looked good. It was great, but when you come from nothing, it doesn't take much to get you excited to think that you have something. Amen. And so that logo did great. I was so grateful at the time for it. It's opened up a world of opportunity and possibilities for us, not only with our lawn and landscape company, but with all of you guys on social media, right? So everything being said, let me pan really quick for you guys, and then we'll keep this conversation going. So here is the truck and trailer. Here is the 8.5 by 20. And in a quick second here, I'll cut over to W4 Signs, where I was able to grab another clip just a couple days ago on my personal truck that's part of the fleet and trailer one, because they did a banger job with that too. So 8.5 by 20, you guys can see the new logo. We've got the blades of grass, the 5 stars for 5-star reviews, the 5 stars swooping on the back side of that. You guys can see the shield still there, the legacy elements of the brand, still keeping the name. We've got the blades of grass and the red swoops there, so people know it's cutting grass and landscaping. We've got the little flare there with the leaf for the apostrophe, and we've got the black silhouette so you can read it further from a distance with that shadow. Another thing a lot of folks are asking is how come we don't have any phone numbers listed? Well, we're now filtering everybody to go straight through to brianslm.com so they can get the full experience and learn more about who they're choosing as a vendor. To continue the cohesiveness of the brand, we've got these black blades of grass, I call them my tribal tats, swooping all the way to the truck. And by the way, come on, does that not look absolutely incredible? I've got friends and peers and competitors even locally that said, hey, saw the trucks and the rigs around town, it stands out. That's what we're looking for. Absolutely looks amazing. Super grateful and thankful for that. I know a lot of you guys out there have said, get rid of the FX4. Let me know if that's something that you guys would personally do. If so, I get it, because it then draws attention to that brianslm.com. I've never really taken off those logos off of my trucks before, but I do get it. So let me know if that's something that we should evaluate. But then also we've got the 5 stars again swooping on the back, keeping that brand cohesive all the way down the road, the shield on the door, and it just looks really, really good in my humble opinion. So there you go. Let me do this really quick. Let's kick it over to W4. I'll show you guys my personal truck and then the old trailer that still looks fantastic. Let's go check that out. All right guys, so really quick, up here at W4 Signs, Brighton, Michigan, let me pan really quick, show you guys what they're all about. So we saw this in their holiday parade over at downtown Brighton area, which is where we live, and they do all vehicle wrap, signage, and so much more. Absolutely awesome. Let me show you guys the other truck and rig. Holy freaking cow. Well, there you go. Absolutely looks mean. Looks so good. This rapid red is absolutely a beautiful color on this truck anyway. It's my personal truck that still gets used in the business and budget for, and still will be plowing snow. But this has that clean kind of sleeper look is what I was going for, and the team just did an incredible job. All right, let me show you trailer number 1. So we're still gonna keep this trailer. There's honestly, literally nothing wrong with it. It's got some character, I'll admit. I'll be the first one to say we got some dimples popping in and out, and you know, it's been 7-8+ years, right, since I even got on YouTube and started. This is the first trailer we've ever had. We've got newer axles on it like a year or two ago. Other than that, like structurally, everything else is doing great. It's actually pretty awesome. So instead of dropping 15-20 grand on a new trailer and, you know, reskinning it, we just took all the old graphics off, and these guys worked with us where some of the gouges were, and we made it work, and a great job here. So there's trailer number 1, and that'll be likely paired to truck number 3, and then Rob's truck, aka Thunder, will get replaced, and that'll be paired to trailer number 2, the longer trailer. So there you go, man. What do you guys think? Leave me some comments down below. The brand looks great. The signage looks great. The SOPs are looking great. Very, 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 very grateful. And of course, it's mid-April, so the Salters are still in Michigan, because we could literally get snow tomorrow. That's too funny. And then let me show you guys this really quick. Right, we got the new SOPs. Let me see if I can just pan really quick on these. So all of these are SOPs we're coming up with, and these will be two-sided tape, you know, on the back, and then they'll be put on the RV door, likely for a couple of these different signs, right? So there's one for the trailers, one for the mowers, one for the snow plows, the trucks, more trucks. We got like 2 or 3 of each one because of multiple trucks and trailers, trailer safety, snow plows, and these are going to be all hung up around the trucks, the trailers, and inside the shop, right? So that is looking awesome. And then we got another one of the big guys. Let me see, which one is this? Oh, this is waste. So fraud, waste, and abuse, right? Well, not so much fraud in our company, but that's the federal government. But anyway, waste and abuse. There you go. I wouldn't say abuse, but waste, the 9 core waste. So you guys saw this video a couple weeks ago. We got that filled into a poster. And again, these guys did just such an amazing job. So again, big shout out to W4. And now we just have to wait for truck number 1, Thunder, to get replaced. And once that truck comes on in, then we'll get that up here as soon as we can. And then maybe, just maybe, truck number 4, which is gonna be awesome. So we're growing, trying to do the deal. All right, all that being said, let's kick back to where we gotta go next. Where I gotta go next is to a bid and a quote, but let's see where the video goes next. All right, guys, well, as you can see, the personal truck in that Rapid Red absolutely looks amazing. W4 graphics, knocked it out of the park. This whole conversation has been a topic that has been near and dear to me for about 12, almost 18 months, as Liz and I have decided to set our horizons on a much larger version and company of Brian's Law Maintenance, right? And all in, all the vehicles and the wraps were about 10 grand there. The brand to redo all that has been about 10 grand over the last 12 months. We're redoing the website with Brandon Bull to be another 6,000 or 7,000. And then some of those videos that you guys have already started to see, and many, many more coming down the pike for redoing our video and photo assets for the website and on all of our social media with our videographer guy named Quentin. That's another 5,000 or 6,000 bucks. We've got new hoodies and merch coming in. That's another 2 grand with Chance Daily Hustle. When you add up the stationery, that's probably another 1,200 bucks. And so all in on this whole conversation of doing a brand highlight and refresh, we're probably kicking north of 30,000 bucks, which is absolutely ridiculous. But happy to make the investment. I know it's gonna pay off long-term. For me personally, now we look like an Atlas Outdoor. Now we look like a Troy Clark. Now we look like an East Coast facility. And we can have these trucks zipping around town, putting the brand out there, getting the customers, and taking this thing to the next level, all right? That's what I got for you guys on today's video. There's so much more I want to say. It's just really tough to do it on a YouTube video. This is a little bit more entertaining as you guys see the trucks, the trailers. Oh, the Bobcat is going into W4 later this week to go get wrapped. We got a wrap from Dirty Graphics, so another video for that on another time. But if you guys really want to see the in-depth and the thought process about why we did what we did, legit, we did a 50-minute podcast that was just phenomenal, chock full of tons of great tips and advice in there. Check out the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description down below, and you guys can check that out as well. All right, well guys, I'm gonna butt it up right here. That's today's video. Super excited about this. The guys are gonna be here any second. They're taking this out. We're gonna go cut that grass, make that cash, and we got the new Brian's Law Maintenance. So there you go. Over and out. Let me know what you guys think. Leave me some comments down below. I think it looks pretty good. I'm very happy with that. All right, over and out, guys. We'll catch up with you here on the next one.